West Riding of Yorkshire, there is a moorland village. The street climbs up so steeply that horses, at the time I am speaking of, were in constant danger of slipping backwards. The name of the village is Haworth. At the top of the hill where the horse breathes more easily, a lane leads to the church and the sexton's house and Haworth parsonage. The wind blowing off the moors would never have been heard by us if it hadn't been for the parson's 4 children, Charlotte, Branwell, Emily and Anne. On the 5th of June, 1826, their father had ridden the 18 miles to Leeds, and finding himself outside a toy shop, remembered that he would not be likely to travel so far again before Branwell's birthday.
There's 3 for us today.
Thanks.
Hey, he hasn't... that tower down, Mr. Brontë, if you go emptying your pistol into it every morning. Why do you have to aim at the church?
Because, Mr. Feather, by aiming in that direction, if I should hit any person, the chances are they will be already dead. Better that than shoot the living.
What's this?
The 12 wooden soldiers were to be the advance guard of a world of characters and adventures in the children's imagination. When Charlotte grew up, she recalled the excitement of that morning when Branwell came in with them. Emily and I jumped out of bed and I snatched up one and exclaimed, "This is the Duke of Wellington. This shall be the Duke." It was the prettiest of the whole, and the tallest, and the most perfect in every part. Branwell chose his and called him Bonaparte. Then it was Emily's turn to choose hers. They thought him a very grave-looking fellow, and Branwell said that she should call him Gravy.
Aunt says you're not to dawdle.
Look what I've got, Anne. You can choose one and call it yours. They're mine, really.
Can I?
Emily? Are you hurrying? Your father's ready for morning prayers.
Yes, Aunt. Oh, goodness me. Go and get dressed, Branwell.
All right, Anne can march them back into barracks.
Just coming, Aunt.
Why did you give them to me today, Papa, instead of waiting for my birthday?
Because I bought them in Leeds yesterday and failed in the virtue of patience.
The soldiers wouldn't let you wait. They're very ambitious young men. They mean to conquer the world, and I shall write a book about their battles.
Papa, what were you doing on your 9th birthday?
I was working for the blacksmith in Drumbarryrony.
I wish your father had been a famous lord and not an Irish peasant.
He was none the worse for it, my son.
Did you have a birthday present?
The best I ever was given. The blacksmith was talking to somebody about what constituted a gentleman. He said that in his opinion, there were 3 kinds. the born gentleman, the gentleman by good fortune, and the gentleman by nature. And then he pointed at me and said, now, for instance, that boy standing there, though he is only 9, is what I call a gentleman by nature. Those words went through me like a trumpet sounding the advance.
All the same, I wish you...
What I like is when the Reverend Harshaw came upon you, marching back and forth between 2 trees, shouting Paradise Lost.
Drum, 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 belly roll.
Now, Emily, talk sensibly.
What happened on your 9th birthday, Aunt?
Well, there was a party for our friends, of course. That was to be expected, because your grandfather was one of the most important gentlemen in Penzance, a councillor. And your Uncle Benjamin, of course, became mayor later on. I wore a white muslin frock with a blue sash.
Madness. What? And candles everywhere, I expect.
Patrick.
And curtains, too. Fire is an awful thing.
Awful. That's why hell is made of fire.
Was our Mama at the party?
Oh, poor dear Mamma. She was only 2 years old at the time. But the nurse brought her in to hear the singing.
I don't remember, Mamma. I'd like to visit St. Michael's Mount in the castle. It was built in 1037.
It must be rapture to see the sea. I long for that moment in my life. Do you pine for it, Aunt?
Now, that is a very childish word, Charlotte. When your dear Mamma passed away, it was my duty to take her place. And that is all that concerns me.
Oh, Branwell, I want you to carry a note to Mr. Brown before we start your lessons. You should find him in the church. Come to the parlour when your breakfast is finished. I'll give it to you.
Oh, good. Yes, I will, Papa. Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown?
It was more than a year now since 12-year-old Maria had died, the eldest of the family, who had taken the place of a mother to Branwell. He was never to forget her, or the despair of that evening when Aunt Branwell made him look at her for the last time.
Now, Branwell, if you lead a good life, and if God so wishes, you will one day meet Maria again in heaven.
But he could never be as good as Maria. It wasn't possible to be as good as Maria. He would burn in hell and never see her again.
Dear Master Branwell, what's wrong? You look as if you'd seen a ghost. What's all this shaking and trembling for? A boy mustn't shake and tremble. What's putting into this flutter?
It's in my head.
Well, we better take the head off then and fill it afresh, eh? You come with me.
Papa told me to bring this to your father.
He's back in house. I've a new piece for the flute, Master Branwell. Shall you hear it?
Go on forever.
Are the children inside yet?
Not yet, but Tabitha's a sensible woman. We may hope she has found somewhere to shelter.
There wasn't a cloud in the sky when I left home. I never saw such a cloud.
Poor children, here comes the rain now.
At least that will make the lightning less dangerous. That isn't thunder. It isn't thunder. The whole fabric of the room shook.
Remarkable. Some kind of earth tremor.
Yes. The places of the earth shall shake in the last day. We must be in readiness.
We must be in readiness for the children's return. This is a natural phenomenon of a monetary kind.
But
You have a change of clothes, warming up the range. Let us pray they will soon be safely home.
Oh my goodness! What's happening?
come along, get out of those wet things.
I didn't like it.
This has been a mighty catastrophe.
Aye, you've just spoke to Bob Eaton. We were out shooting near Plumpton House. He says there's been a fearful eruption in Crowhill Bog.
Crowhill Bog?
Aye, a torrent of water and mud and boulders gone over cliffs into Pond and Glen. They say torrent was 7 feet high.
Fearful indeed. Did he know of any loss of life?
Aye, but old Mr. Craven and a lad had just got across the bridge when they saw it swept away.
We have just seen something of the mighty power of God. He has unsheathed his sword and brandished it over our heads. But still the blow is suspended in mercy. It has not yet fallen upon us. As well might he have shaken and sunk all Haworth, as those parts of the uninhabited moors on which the bolts of his vengeance have fallen. Let us heed the warning. Be thankful that we are spared, and by faith see through nature to nature's God.
I wish Aunt wouldn't make me sew bolster cases. It sounds so decent. Pillowcases I could tolerate. All signs of punishment to me. The only way I could get into heaven was through the eye of a needle. I should remain outside like the camel. What are you making out, Granny?
I'm drawing a map of the country the 12 soldiers have conquered. It'll be the frontispiece to my history of the young men from their first settlement to the present time.
This was the visionary land the children played at exploring. They imagined a great city and called it Glasstown or Verdopolis, and the country became known as Northangerland. They peopled it with soldiers and politicians, poets and painters, villains and heroes, and recorded their adventures in writing so small that it is almost impossible to decipher without the aid of a magnifying glass. They devoured all the books from their father's small library. Engravings of the grandiloquent biblical paintings of John Martin hung on the walls, and the children transmuted all this into their imaginary world, along with the politics of the day.
Children, the Leeds intelligentsia has come, and the great Catholic question has been decided at last.
All the hotly debated issues of the Commons and the House of Lords were followed no less eagerly than the stories they invented for themselves. The great world beyond Haworth was as vivid to them as their own lives. They listened to the reports of the speeches and the voting with what Charlotte described as breathless anxiety, particularly everything that her hero, the Duke of Wellington, had to say.
If this room is as hushed as the House of Lords, You shall hear every precious word of it. After 2 adjournments of the debate, a majority of 105 peers voted on Saturday night that the Catholic Emancipation Bill should be read a second time.
Can I have a candle, Tubby? It's getting too dark to see.
That's because you're right no bigger than a fairish can read. It's too soon for a candle. Your aunt will call me wicked and wasteful.
Oh, Tubby, please. Have you ever seen fairies, Tubby?
Nay. One summer evening, nigh 50 year ago, me mother come running in saying she'd seen a fairish in Fieldhead Hollow. That was the last fairish ever seen in this countryside. Well, the factories has drove them away.
Grasper's seen ghosty. Do you remember Grasper? When we were walking near Topwithins, he stopped and growled with his coat staring and wouldn't go near the old house.
I am the chief genius, Branny-Eye, and with me there are 3 others, Tally-Eye, Emmy-Eye, and Nanny-Eye. We are the guardians of this land. I prophesy unto you that we shall one day become a great and mighty nation and rule all the world.
In the summer of 1835, a great family plan was mooted at the parsonage. The question was, to what trade or profession should Branwell be brought up? He was now nearly 18. It was time to decide. They all thought there could be no doubt about his talent for drawing. He might turn out to be a great painter. The best way of preparing him to become so would be to send him as a pupil to the Royal Academy. The money would have to be found, but Aunt Branwell could help from her small capital, and Charlotte had been offered a post as teacher at her old school, Roe Head. Emily would also go there, as a pupil, with no fees to be paid.
May I look at what you have done?
Yes, I suppose so.
Very like Emily. You've caught her there forever. Pinned on a board like a dead moth.
It's rather kinder to me than the looking glass, I think.
No, it's very like. I wish you would finish your portrait, Branny. You've left it looking like a ghost that has come to haunt us.
I'll work it up later on, you'll see.
When you're a famous man, with a stream of fashionable carriages at your door, will you go to Italy and invite us on a visit?
You're all taking it very much for granted that it's a painter I'm going to be, just because I'm entering for the Royal Academy schools. But you're just as likely to find yourselves with a novelist and a poet for a brother. Even more likely.
As long as you don't fall between too many stools.
Remember what Dr. Johnson said? The true genius is a mind of large general powers accidentally determined to some particular direction.
We shall bathe in your reflected glory, whatever you do. Not without envy, I'm afraid. The female must live the glorious life by proxy.
That does well enough for me.
I take it you've not been to this part of the world before, sir?
Scarcely. I know the East Riding better.
Ah, Haworth itself, I mean. No. This village is an individual. Go 5 miles and you've lost the breed. Made a local millstone grit here, body and soul. And you want to appreciate that as you're off in the morning. I tell you what, sir, if you want company and conversation after you've supped, you've no need to sit alone for the lack of that.
No. You have a village philosopher, have you?
Ah, Parson's son, young Mr. Brontë. He can talk like a book and he's a mind, though he's had no schooling what his father gave him.
Oh, how's that?
The old man had fears, and who can blame him, after losing his 2 eldest daughters, 11 years old and 10 years old they were, from the bad conditions of the school for clergy daughters. And his wife dead 4 years previous. He worshipped the oldest one, Maria. Seems she were too good for this world. Young Mr. Bronte says often enough, she's all he's known of her mother. My angel mother-sister, he calls her. Well, not being with other lads has been a drawback to him. He's not so sure of himself as he tries to make out. He's shy of strangers. But put him at his ease and you won't want for entertainment. Well, would you like to meet him, Mr. Bennet?
Yes, by all means. I wouldn't refuse the amenities of the house.
Jan?
Aye?
Run up to Parsonage and ask if we had the pleasure of young Mr. Bronte's company.
Right, Father.
I see the first election notice has gone up, and the shop has a supply of ribbons enough to dress a giant maypole.
I hear the betting is 3-1 against the Tories.
Poor England. Well, let's hope if the Whigs get in, they'll exclude Lord Brougham. If there's anyone I abominate, it's that man.
Well, the battle isn't decided yet. Emily! Keep turning your head to the window. How can I work?
Has the election got underway in Glasstown yet, Branny? You and Charlotte have been very uncommunicative on the subject lately.
Dopolis, we don't call it Glasstown anymore.
We've been waiting on great events, ready to surprise you. Whom do you suppose Alexander Rogue has married? You'd never guess. Zenobia Elrington.
Rather Zenobia than me.
I hope now that Alexander Rogue is married, he won't drink so much. Well, do you remember how you described him once? In the midst of this princely profusion sat Rogue upon his sofa, sipping incessantly from a bottle of the most fiery liquors.
Look, you can't expect a passionate rebel to behave like a curate. A girl wouldn't know what sort of fires have to be banked down in a man of his sort.
There's someone coming up to the house. I think it's the Sugden boy. I wonder what he wants.
Yes, it is. All right, I'll see him. All right, Tabby, I'll answer it.
Of all the trades in England, begging is the best. For when the beggar's tired, he can lay him down to rest. And begging I will go, and begging I will go.
Ah, here's the man.
I've a pot
Harry,
for
some men
me
over here,
oats,
have you?
we'll have another for me salt.
It's really good of you to come, Mr. Branwell. There's a gentleman here who'd be pleased to have your company for a little conversation. Ah, take you through to him. He's just finishing his supper.
Who is he, Tom?
Mr. Bennet, London bred. Going on to visit the Honourable Stuart Wortley in the morning, who's staying at Ragley Hall till over the days of the election.
Here
It is, sir. How, Mr. Bronte?
Ah. My name is Bennet. Most kind of you to come, Mr. Bronte. Allow me to draw you up a chair. Allow me to order you a drink. What shall it be? Now, I wouldn't object to a toddy. Warm the cockles, settle the stomach.
Yes, that'd be...
2 steaming toddies, then, please, Mr. Sugden. Well, Mr. Bronte, it's uncommonly friendly of you to give up your time to entertain a stranger. Our friend, the landlord, tells me that you're quite a young man of parts. What course do you see your future taking?
Well, that depends. I don't know that I've decided.
The moment of choice. It can be very teasing. How do you see the alternatives?
I might be a painter. I've been doing that. And writing. I might be a writer.
Aren't us like creatures? When Charlotte and I are away, Anne, we will have to fight for their rights. Come on, boy. grasper wasn't Papa's, I didn't believe she'd let him in the house at all. Have you noticed how she keeps away from the peat room now? Adelaide and Victoria are there.
It's the way geese hiss that she doesn't like.
But pheasants don't hiss! When I brought Jasper home with his broken leg, I asked her to hold him while I put on a splint, and she fled from the room. I believe she thinks they're not souls at all.
What a sigh. Are you tired?
No. I was just thinking how soon the summer will be over. Then you will be teaching at Roe Head and Emily at school there. And Branny in London and the family broken up.
Don't let's think about it yet. Or only about the necessity. It could be so much worse.
I'm going to bed now, Gers. Miss Branwell not in?
Mr. Sugden sent for him to meet a London gentleman who wanted information, I think.
Ah. I hope you will remember to lock the door after him. Don't stay up too late.
You won't, Papa. Good night, Papa.
Good night.
I may very well write to Blackwood's magazine and offer myself to them. The Ettrick shepherd has died, as you know. Delightful James Hogg. I may very well, when I'm settled in London, the mightiest city in the world, and mighty men dwell there. Christopher North, the editor, has a dog called Bronte, which he's very fond of, so he might well be as fond of a talent with the same name. I don't doubt that I shall make my way. Fiat justitia ruat coelum. That means justice must be done. I beg your pardon, sir, but I've been so much amongst the barbarians of the hills that I forgot. It isn't often that I have the chance of being able to speak to a messenger of the gods. Now, you may laugh, but you have met and conversed with the makers of our history. The great names. Melbourne, Peel, Wellington, Byron, Macaulay, Wordsworth. They have for me the more than real unreality of supernatural beings. I believe I have the powers to bring me to those Elysian fields. But as it is, I'm still peering into the trackless forest that stands between me and the promised land.
Oh, not so trackless, I would say, Mr. Brontë. To hear you talk, one would imagine that you'd lived in London all your life.
From the maps! The maps! I've explored every lane and alley in the maps. I've lived there in my mind. I've watched the Houses of Parliament burn, looked up at the swelling dome of St. Paul's.
Ah, that's it, landlord. You supply our needs very aptly.
My dear sir, you've stood host enough. This should be my privilege.
Oh.
Only like a fool, I've come out without any cash. But Tom Sugden will trust me, won't you, Tom? You'll chalk it up?
Why, certainly, Mr. Branwell.
Well, then, I will drink to your genius, Mr. Brontë. To fame and fortune in the mightiest city in the world, Sir Patrick Branwell Brontë, Royal Academician.
By God, sir, I'll drink to that myself. Oh, an extremely exhilarating time, thank you very much. A feast of reason and a flow of soul. We put the world to right, Mr. Bennett and I. Nothing like hot toddy for putting the world to rights. Bravo! A man of considerable experience, Mr. Bennett. He prophesied I should have a great future in Vidopolis.
I think Alexander Rogue should go to bed.
Earl of Northumberland, if you don't mind. Hooray, MP! Defecere.
Defecere.
Defecere. Mores. Indecorant. Bene nata culpae. When the laws of conduct fail, vice spoils even a natural goodness.
You're not feeling very lively this morning.
It's all right, sir. My head is aching.
Dear boy, the body is the wisest admonisher, the best informant of when we exceed good sense. Always defer to its dictates and you will live well. Close your eyes, the light's very strong this morning. Let me read you something else Horace said. Missatis est si traditum ab antiquis morem servare. Tuamque dum custodes egis vitam famamque tueri incolumem possum. Simulac duravorit aetas membra animumque tuam nabis sine cortice. I shall be satisfied if I can hand on unblemished the wisdom the past gave to me. While you need a guardian, I can safeguard your life and name. When the years have matured you, body and mind, you will swim without corks.
Nil me penitat sanum, patris huius, eoque non. Never while my senses last can I wish my father had been other than he was.
I'll go and tell Charlotte the apples are ready for her pie. Oh, finished that job, have you? Well, Anne, you can come and pill a potato.
Nothing but peeling this morning.
Pill a potato. What a name for a three-tailed pasha. The mighty potentate pill a potato.
Oh, go on with you and your words.
The apples are peeled and sliced for your apple pie.
Oh, Ebony, I've just seen the Duke of Zamorna nearly kill a man in a duel. A rival in his love for his mistress. And she looked more rapturous than horrified. Oh, what a mystery human nature is.
Well, if you worry about that now, you'll spoil your apple pie.
Apple pie is the one thing I know I do well. I decided this morning that I have a quick but limited intellect.
When I'm at Roe Head, they'll expect me to have intellect. And they won't find any.
Oh, yes, they will. Or something even better. Common sense coupled with vision.
Common sense must be a very peculiar thing, then. I so often fall out with what the world finds sensible. I wish we could be left in peace to be ourselves.
The two stern mistresses, duty and necessity.
Hey, stop! That'll never do. You're a man, not a windmill. Boxing's an art. An art is to have control. You don't fire your gun off in every direction when you're out on moors. You keep steady and aim. The world isn't your enemy, man. It's your challenge. It's a test of style. And it's just the same with Bob here. He's your friend who's giving you a chance to test your skill against his.
Yes, I know, but I want to win and I get mad with impatience. I'm not angry with Bob, I'm angry with myself because I can't get the better of it.
I'll shake hands on it.
I apologise for losing my temper, Bob.
That's all right, Mr. Branwell. How do you think Tom Spring here did it? It was learn the craft, done one thing at a time. Till he came to the glorious year of 1823, and his great victory in Hinckley Down over the Bristol man, and two more the same year, which brought him in £1,000.
And a poem of commemoration from William again. The admiration of Christopher North, editor of Blackwoods. Wonder what happened to him when the glory was over.
Well, he's doing all right, I dare say. He took himself off to London and bought the Castle Tavern in High Holborn from the Lancashire fighter, Ben Gregson. When you get to Royal Academy, you'll likely hear him spoke of. He was always in great demand as a model, him being such a fine figure of a man. He stood 5'11" and handsome with it.
Well, that's it, you see. Some of us aren't so fortunate.
It takes all makes. And a bantam's as good as a heavy if he's got the speed and style. You'll be able to look after yourself, Bran, if you master yourself. Well done there, Bob. There'll be some uncivilised behaviour likely on election day, what with Kickley lads spawning for trouble. So if you get into any of that, keep a clear head and make sure you get value for your punches.
That's it.
What has the entire system of the Whig government been? From first to last. What a complicated web of falsehood! Consider the cruelties enacted in the name of reform. The bill they at first proposed was founded on principles of conservatism which almost all moderate men might have been much approved. Wellington and Peel themselves could not have objected to them. But what came about? The effect of the poor law was to confine the poor to their own parishes and check the free movement of labour. And who, with an iota of human sympathy, can look upon the new workhouses? I have been fighting to take over 3 houses for the old rather than 3. If you won't let my father speak, then you shan't speak either. A Branwell would be if you had the making of it! Shut your mouth, you
They're burning me. They've tied me to a stake, and they're burning me.
The young devils. Keith, boys, I'm thankful to say. Come away from the window.
I'll soon see him off.
The devil is burning me in hell.
It's no use. I get to the end of a page and realise I haven't taken in a word. I was all the time thinking of leaving home tomorrow.
I wish time would stand still and let us live in this evening forever.
We should be caught like ghosts in an old house. That could only be unhappy.
It would be better than being eternally shut outside, trying to get back into the old life.
Not if the house were empty. Or think of always haunting empty rooms.
Ah, it would be better then to forget human beings altogether.
Oh, no, Emily, what would be left?
Everything.
Did you get as far as Ponton Hall this afternoon?
Emily did. I sat and waited for her at the top of Ponton Crag.
I thought I had better take back the copy of The Justified Sinner that the Heatons lent to us and say my goodbyes.
I hadn't finished reading it.
Well, the illustrious stranger turned out to be the devil.
The Heatons were talking about their old ghost again. I wonder why it should sometimes roll down the hill in the form of a flaming barrel.
Anything might happen up there. Do you remember when the bog burst at Crow Hill?
I'm going to bed now, girls. Bramwell has just run out to see the Browns. Don't stay up too late.
Good night, Papa.
Good night,
Good
Papa.
night, Papa.
I can put my work away now with good conscience, and we can have our perambulation.
It'll be like a stroll at World's End, with both of you leaving tomorrow.
Oh, the Christmas holidays will come. You'll be surprised how soon.
Months. I'm determined to have done with Northangland. I shall never settle to the world as it is, while that imaginary world is possessing me.
But Charlotte, could you really just let them die?
I can try to, but I'm so at their mercy. Most of all away from home. When I was at Rowhead before, it was alarming. I could see the mirrors and the great gilded ceilings more distinctly than the dormitories. And it was so confoundedly annoying when the girls broke in on the conversations in my head. Well, I could hardly stir hand or foot. It's a frightful predicament.
We won't give up our adventures, will we, Emily?
No, we won't.
I shouldn't be able to rescue the royal family from the Republicans alone.
It was bound to be a long siege, going on into the winter. By the time the holidays come, I shall know just what they feel like shut up in the palace.
It won't do. We have to give ourselves up to the plain, unvarnished world. Emily must study, and I must teach.
Emily! You must hurry. We shall miss the coach at Keighley.
There may be cattle on the road, Charlotte.
Where are
Always
you,
better to allow for the unforeseeable.
Oh, the anxieties of us all.
Child, what was keeping you?
Don't be unhappy.
Great changes will have happened to Northangland before I see you again.
Not wretched things, I hope.
Well, you know what they're like. I'll keep you informed.
And of every hour of London when you get there, I'm longing to share that with you.
All right, whatever a girl should hear.
I am sad, very sad to leave home, Charlotte said. And so far more was Emily, who for 10 years had never been away from her moorland village. For Charlotte, there were compensations. It was going back to familiar ground, to teach at the very school where she herself was taught 5 years before, and living not far away were old school friends. Ellen Nussey was one, we shall meet her before the end, and another was Mary Taylor, sometimes called Polly, the daughter of a radical-minded cloth manufacturer and banker.
Staying so near Rowhead, I just had to come over to see you and see the old school. And Charlotte, I believe this is the very window I was looking out of when I first clapped eyes on you. You got out of a covered cart and you looked so cold and miserable.
So I was.
Charlotte, I've always wanted to ask your forgiveness for what I said to you. Do you remember I said I thought you were ugly? I could have cut out my tongue afterwards.
You did me a great deal of good, Polly, so don't repent it.
I was an idiot. To be looking into your beautiful eyes and even think it. You're not miserable now?
No. I get on well enough. But Emily doesn't.
I'm very afraid for her. In less than 3 months, she's lost so much strength. Nobody can say what is wrong, but I know. She has lost her liberty. Every morning she wakes, and the vision of home and the moors rush on her. And her nature is too strong for her fortitude. I feel in my heart she will die if she doesn't go home.
Then she must go. Have you written to your father?
But Emily's begged me not to. She feels it would be a defeat. But I've made up my mind to write this evening and ask that Anne should take her place. Anne is the philosopher among us.
Oh, Charlotte, is it really worthwhile going through all this for so little reward? Surely by the time you have clothed yourself and your sister, there's almost nothing left.
Nothing, I'm afraid. But we're less strain on Papa. Very necessary just now, because Branwell has to be kept while he's training at the Royal Academy. That's all important.
Yes, I see. He's very brilliant. Perhaps it's a future worth a sacrifice.
The coach will drop you here. You walk along to Newgate Street, turn right into Warwick Lane, and then left here into Paternoster Row. You'll find the Chapter Coffee House on the right-hand side. Greet it with a young man's salute, for it was there, as you know, that I used to stay on my way to Cambridge.
Yes, I know. And Dr. Johnson and Goldsmith before you?
Thomas Chatterton, too, they say. The boy poet who killed himself, impatient of fame.
The marvellous boy, the sleepless soul that perished in his pride.
Its literary connections now all in the past. Unless sermons can be included in the profession of letters, it is now a good deal the haunt of clerics, and was so even in my undergraduate days. But I felt the shades of Parnassus brooding over it still. My dear boy, you're trembling.
Thought of it. The mightiest city of the world. I'm going to be a part of that life. And in a while, maybe take a lead in it. Oh, it's like coming to a great spring where all my thirst will be gratified.
Is anyone with you, sir?
No, I'm on my own.
Next morning, he examined his letters of introduction and put them away again, sallied out into the streets, threaded the dense and bustling crowds. The glimpse he caught of himself in shop windows may have added yet another deterrent from seeking those contacts which he had come expressly to make. He took not one step towards entering that world which, now it was within his grasp, only repelled and frightened him. He neither delivered his letters of introduction nor went to show his specimen drawings at the schools. The effort required was beyond him. He did not even write home to tell his family he had arrived. He was restlessly, aimlessly feeding his feeling with little squibs of rum. He stood looking at St. Paul's. Then he lay on the pavement and still looked till he thought it would thunder down in ruins on his head.
Hero of mine, Mr. Springthorpe.
Bless you. You've heard of Tom Spring, have you?
You're a great hero of mine.
In the game yourself, perhaps?
Well, I've had some fights, but there's more science in it here in the south.
Oh, there is.
North, do you?
Yorkshire.
They told me the laws of the ring aren't known up there.
It's more savage than in Kentucky.
Damn rubbish.
There's more loss of life and limb in 1 year than over all the rest of England in 20. In fair stand-up fight.
But we don't pull our punches, that's true.
Ah, there is them that calls it a brutal sport.
Stuff and nonsense. The English aren't a brutal race, but they're a race of boxers.
Oh, aye.
I read a work by Sir Charles Bell, a treatise on the human hand. He didn't call the hand degraded by becoming a fist and striking at the odds frontis of Samson Agonistes.
What?
The frontal bone, you know. He delights in the beau ideal of a fist such as Mr. Spring, and thinks pugilism one of the chief causes and effects of the British spirit.
And it is.
Man of brain as well as metal, eh? And a fellow North countryman, I'm glad to hear. My name's Wolven, a Bradford man. Give me the pleasure of shaking you by the hand, sir.
I'm pleased to know you, sir. My name's Brontë.
The right proper name for a hero, Nelson and Brontë. Excuse my curiosity, may I know your profession?
I'm a writer and a painter.
Should have heard of you, of course. But my job's engineering, the new railroads. That sounds prosaic to you, perhaps, but I tell you, the steam engine is the great transforming stroke of imagination of this century. What comes of political revolution now? Except reaction. Look at France. But mechanical invention, that really alters man's condition. Nonsense. If anyone wants to be part of a mighty future, Mr. Brontë, let him turn his attention to the railroads.
There's something in a flying horse, there's something in a huge balloon, but through the clouds I'll never float until I have a little boat shaped like a crescent moon. But I remember what you say, Mr. Wolven. Let me buy you a drink, sir. And you, sir. And all you, sir. And let me have the honour, Mr. Spring, of buying you a drink.
And thank you, sir.
I have to be pretty flush at present.
Come on, some lad. Fill up the pots, look lively.
Get him out of here, he's drunk. Come on.
Just to the tilt of the Earth's axis. Good night, Mr. Spring.
And good night to you, sir.
I'll come with
Your shaving water, sir. 8 o'clock, Mr. Brontë. You unwell, sir?
I don't know what I am.
Anything I can bring you, sir?
I had bad dreams, that's all.
Very good, sir.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Can you be positive it was in the coach that your purse was stolen?
No. No. Only it seems... I don't know how else. I tell you, I didn't like the look of the man sitting next to me. A lank, shifty sort of fellow. And the purse was most certainly in the pocket next to him. The other purse for my immediate needs was in my inner pocket, thank goodness.
When did you first realize it was gone?
Not until the next day. I was too tired and bewildered.
Did you report your loss at the coach office?
No? How could I make an accusation without proof?
These things should always be reported.
It may have slipped from your pocket, dear, onto the floor of the coach.
No, I'm sure I should have heard it. What was the good of going on? I failed you. It was money you could ill afford. You had such hopes I'd succeed. And rather the man had stabbed me.
Childishness, Branwell. We have all received a serious blow, and we have to recover from it together. I shall write to the coach office. We need not give up hope yet. Are you sure you've told me everything I should know?
What do you mean, told you everything? I threw it out of the coach myself. Oh, if you knew how I dreaded having to tell you. You think I wanted to come back like a beaten dog? You gave me the chance. It's been a failure. His misery is not enough for you.
We have both failed. Both of us. There's no blinking that fact.
You were ill. You can't help being ill.
Ill? Couldn't find a thing wrong with me. I'm idiotically and brutally stupid. What's the good of having a mind if it doesn't have authority over the body? Anne's worth 6 of either of us. And Charlotte too. I know what a fight she's putting up. And I pine away. Well, I won't think well of myself again until I deserve it.
Don't think much of me either.
I did think well of you. I could think well of you. What do you mean to do now?
I've written again to Blackwood's. This time they'd better answer it. I've asked them if they think their magazine's so perfect that no addition to its power would be either possible or desirable.
Any other plans?
Ha! The Duchess of Zamorna is going to die. Neglected and heartbroken.
I could shake you if my hands weren't too busy shaking myself. Why do we recoil like a snail into the old familiar shell at the touch of anything from outside? Wretched, self-absorbed, easily bruised idiots. Stupidity! Asses!
Trying to teach such fat-headed oafs the difference between an article and a substantive. Am I to spend the best part of my life pretending to be kind, patient, and assiduous? If I could only have the power of vision to overpass these limits. This wind that's traveling the land, uncontained, free in its own strength. Branwell and Emily hear it as it sweeps over our house, down the churchyard and round the old church. They think perhaps of me and Anne. Glorious, the deep tone of it. It reminds me of Northangland, that mighty phantasm we conjured from nothing into a system strong as some religious creed. Oh, the 1,000 wishes that can never be fulfilled. It would be agony if there were no dream to fill the craving vacancy. Howard Linden, Childe Harold, Flodden Field, the burial of Moore, Why can't the blood rouse the heart? The heart wake the head prompt the hand to do things like these.